remember, it's positive 22 because nothing is written in front.
Okay.
Okay, and you always work on the side with the variable, so you undo it with subtraction. Now you will get to some problems where there will be a negative in front of the 22. We didn't do any of those the other day, but it was coming.
Okay. Um,
You have an answer for me?
um, I got 68.
It cannot be 68 because the 8 and the 2 don't get back to the
Oh yeah.
right answer. So if I add them up, you'll see that that ends up being 90.
Oh yeah. So 69.
69, yeah, perfect. Okay, let's try another one here. So your instructor mixed up, or mixed in, I should say, adding and subtracting problems. We were always doing them sort of separately, but you do need to be able to synthesize and do the mixture.
Problem number 5 is 64.
Yeah, you add 57 to both sides and R equals 64. Perfect. Let's look at number 6 whenever you're ready.
36.
Yeah, you add 25 to both sides, X equals 36. Good. Keep going. You're hot right now.
$104.
That's correct. You're adding 96 to both sides. Y is 104. Yep, keep going. Was it easier seeing this in class since we had gone through it?
Sort of.
Okay.
21.
Yep, A is 21. Very good. Okay, keep going. I got a couple more here. Actually, we're going on to another page.
That's fun. That you subtract 13 from one side, and it's 31, and this is a 13. It's fun.
Yeah, all it is an attempt to try to distract you from what to do.
18.
Yeah, perfect. You're subtracting 13 from both sides. P equals 18. Very good. Keep going here.
36.
Yep, Q is 36. Good.
18?
You subtract 38 from both sides, and the answer is not 18. Give that one more
Oh,
try. One more try.
Okay. 16?
Yeah, C is 16. Perfect. See, the only thing that really could really trip you up on these is arithmetic errors, either adding or subtracting. So there is a check. I don't know if your instructor talked about that, but there is a check, and we might do
So you
that.
add them.
Well, you do whatever you do the opposite of whatever you actually put it back into the equation. So we can look at that, but let's get through everything
Yeah,
first.
because that's part of what my instructor wants me to do. Is they want me to check by
Okay.
doing adding.
Well, sometimes it's adding, sometimes subtracting. So we'll talk about that. Let's have you get through all of these. Then we'll go back to
Okay.
number one.
$154.
Yeah, R is 154. Perfect. Okay. All right, so let's go back to problem number one, and I'll show you how to check these. Watch the 2 videos in Google Classroom. Are you actually watching the videos in class, or are you getting some instruction?
Yeah, we
Okay.
did, but I didn't find them helpful. They made them more confusing.
All right, so here's your original problem. It says x plus 54 equals 90, and your answer is 36. Like, you think that is correct. So here is your
So then I
check.
add 36 to 54 and I get 90.
Yeah, you plug it back in, and what you hope for is that the left side and the right side are the
Yeah.
same. Okay. Now you can't just write it, because it is a check. You're supposed to actually sit there and say, all right, well, did it work? But what you're really doing is you're putting that value back in for the variable. You're doing what's called a substitution.
Okay.
Okay. But that's not always that way. So let's look at problem 5 next, because I want you to see that it's not always adding.
Mhm.
So number 5, we found that R is 64. So your check is to put that 64 back in for R. Is 64 minus 57 equal to 7? And yeah, 7 equals 7. So you're just substituting that value back in. So just like in the previous exam, if you get a quiz, which you've got to be coming up on a quiz here at some point soon.
Yeah.
You're probably going to get a problem where you have to check your answer. And that's,
she says, yeah, because we have one next week, and she said, yeah, you have to do the either the addition or subtraction, check yourself, or you lose a point on it.
Yeah, and that will allow you to know if you got the right answer or not. Because when you check it, if it's not the same, you go back and figure out what your mistake is, or you didn't check it right. So a couple of possibilities, but for you, we had that first quiz where you didn't know to do that. Now you know, so you're gonna knock it out. So those really aren't. We probably should move on to the next page and look at some of those problems.
Okay.
All right. So first question here. Snip this in. Which of the following is an algebraic expression? So you have to be very, very careful that you don't confuse expression with equation. Okay. So an equation always has
L.
Yeah, L. Now, what you are also required for an expression is some sort of variable.
Okay.
Some sort of variable. So that's pretty straightforward. 2 is the other one. Which of the following is not
An algebraic equation.
Yeah.
200 minus 315 times 2.
Right.
300 or 135 times
Yeah.
2.
And it's not because of the same reasons that the previous one is. All the first three have variables in them.
Mhm.
The second one reduces down to a number.
Okay. Evaluate the expression for a given value variable. All right.
Okay, so for number 3, I think we did some problems like this. You're actually solving the equation now. For whatever reason, they switched right to an equation from expression, but you're
Yeah.
solving the equation. What is the 2? What is the math operation between the 2 and the x?
This is multiplication.
Yeah, so how do you undo multiplication?
Just division.
Division. So you actually divide both sides by 2 and use a fraction bar.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. We're not even doing that. Oh boy. They just want to know which symbol is the variable. The variable is x. So you don't even have to solve it. So I guess there's an x under u, maybe. Yeah.
There should be.
Yeah. On your scan, maybe.
Yeah, there is. All the wait. Evaluate the expression for the given value of a variable
Yeah. So they're making this kind of confusing, but it's 9 times x, and you have to put 3 in for x.
9 times 3.
9 times 3.
7.
That's it. Yep. And what they're trying to show you, though, is that 3 times 9 is also 27.
Mm-hmm. And the next one would probably be 10.
Yeah, so you're not ready to solve a two-step equation. I was hoping to get to that with you, but maybe we'll look at that. We're gonna have a ton of time left over, so we can maybe move on to that. Yeah, it is 10. N equals 10. Maybe
And
just
then take your travels. It will be 6x equals 72.
that's right. Yep. So if you were to solve that for x, what would you do? How would you undo this 6 that's in front of x?
You divide.
Divide both sides by 6, and you'd find that x equals 12, or 12 leaps.
Okay.
All right. So I would like to spend some time working on two-step equations. If you want to do the checks for the first problems, you can do that, or we can move on to two-step equations.
Well, the checks are pretty straightforward.
Yeah, they really are. There's not much there. So it's up to you. But I think we should move on to two-step equations.
Okay.
All right, so let me, excuse me, let me get something up here for us to look at. All right, so we're not going to talk about why this is the correct method. We're just going to do it for a few problems, and
Okay.
then we'll. But for every problem I give you, we're going to add and then divide.
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk about why in a moment. But here's the first problem: 4x minus 5 equals 3. So if you're going to add something, what do you think you're adding in this problem based on what we did in previous problems?
Probably gonna add the 5.
You're going to add the 5. Yes, you add 5 to both sides. And that gives you 4x equals 8.
Okay, so 4 times x equals 8. And then x would probably be 2.
So we divide by 4, so x equals 2. You got it?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so let's try another one here. Same thing. You're going to add and then divide. Add
Okay.
and then divide.
At 5.
And what are you gonna divide? What are you gonna add? I guess is the question. It's the same as the previous 5, right? And then what do you divide by?
19 or 3.
Well, you've added 5 to both sides. If
Oh,
you see my
right.
screen, right? It's how do I want to say that? It's like do you have a brother or sister? Or are you an only child?
Only child.
Only child. Okay, so it doesn't work. If you had 2 friends and you liked them equally, you would give them the same amount of candy. And that's what we're referring to here with both sides. You have to give it out to the both.
So divided by 2?
Nope. What's the number in front of X?
3. So divide
3.
by 3.
You always divide by the number in front of X. Yeah.
Okay.
So X equals, this is where you got to have your multiplication table down.
Yeah. 3 times 24. So that would be 72.
No, you're dividing.
Oh,
Dividing. The fraction bar means division.
Oh, right.
It is multiplying, like the 3 is multiplying the X, but you undo it with 3.
Oh, so 72 divided by 3?
No, 24 divided by 3. Are you seeing my screen?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Just making sure. It's 24 divided by 3. And so in terms of like, you're trying to figure out 3 times what number gets you to 24.
Oh. It would be 8.
It'd be 8. X equals 8.
Yeah, I was trying to do 3 times 24.
Okay, let's look at a few more problems. The All right, are you ready to keep going here?
Yeah.
All right, so again, we're going to add, then divide. I'm not changing it up on you because I want you to be comfortable doing these steps, and eventually you'll know why we're doing it. We're just doing it to get comfortable with it here. Okay, so the question to you is what number do you add to both sides of the equation? Okay, and you always add the
3?
number. Yeah, you're going to add 3. Okay, you seem very, very sure of that. I like that. So 6x equals 12. Okay, now you want to get x by itself, so you undo multiplication with division.
And then the x would probably be 2.
So you divide by the number in front of x, 6, and yes, x equals 2. All right, so let me have you try one on your own for me, please. All right, so just give me your final answer whenever you're done.
Okay. Oh, it's a negative. Okay.
Any questions for me, August, on this one?
Because yeah, how would you get? Because it'd be 5 times y would equal -19.
But you're adding 4 to both sides.
Yes.
So
So
5x equals
-15.
-15. And then what are you dividing both sides by? What is the number in front of x?
5. So negative. So 15.
What is 15 divided by 5? Forget about the negative
3.
from 3. So the negative just comes down.
Oh, okay.
All right, let's have you try another one here. So this problem has the variable on the right side, which doesn't matter. You identify the variable because you want to solve for it, but and that focuses your attention. You're like, all right, I'm focused on this side right here, but we're still going to add and then divide.
Okay.
Okay.
So for this one, that would be so. Wait. Oh, I'm doing the opposite way. Equal signs there. Okay. Okay. Maybe we'll divide that by 3.
You have an answer for me? So did you add 1 to both sides?
Yes.
Okay, what did you get on the left side of the equation? What is
-14.
Okay, that's definitely not correct. And that's probably why you're still unsure. So it's -13 plus 1, and
Yeah.
they're opposite in signs. So to figure out whether it's negative or positive, you figure out which one is further from 0. So the -13 is further from 0. So the answer is negative, and then you take the larger and subtract the smaller.
Oh, right.
And that will change your answer quite a bit.
-12. Oh, okay.
So these are all designed to
4.
work out nicely. Yeah, so when you divide by -3, z equals 4. They're all designed to work out nicely because as someone who's learning this first time, I don't want you to feel like there's a bunch of exceptions. So that's okay. So let's have you try another one here. This is practice. You're practicing for, when you see this in class and when you do it on a test
Yeah,
or
I
quiz.
talked to my instructor about this today, and she said that we're going to be doing this in 7th grade.
Yeah, but why not learn it now?
Yeah.
I mean, that way, when you see it again, you're going to be even further ahead. So,
Yeah.
and maybe you'll find some use in this with other things you're doing, like in your Lego class
Yeah.
activity. So go ahead and try this again. We're going to add and then divide.
Okay. 6 equals -5 e -10. Okay. Okay, 14. U equals 14.
Okay, close. So this is 70 on the
Negative.
left.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You divide both sides by -5 and u equals -14. It's
Yeah, negative 14.
it's
I just
it,
got positive 14.
it feels like a small difference, but if this were a standardized test, maybe you've got
Yeah.
some friends or heard about that, both answers would be there. And you would have to choose, and you don't want to guess. You want to be like, oh, I know it's -14. I got it right. All right, let's see here. Let's try one more. This will be our last problem of the day. And if we ever have more time, we'll definitely look more at two-step equations. But here we go here. So as a hint here, you're going to add 14 to both sides to start out.
Okay.
So go ahead and give that a try, please.
Okay. -10.
So we got -30
Sorry.
equals -3q.
Yeah.
Yep, almost there. And you're dividing both sides by -3.
-10.
+10. Two negatives make a
Positive.
positive.
All
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Positive. Okay.
There's a lot of rules. Okay, like
Yeah.
and don't obsess about this because it's a lot of rules. In time, they'll just become natural. I mean, you don't think about how you walk. You just put one leg in front of the other and you do it. That will eventually be the way that this goes. So
Okay.
make sure you finish up your homework in terms of getting those checks done. And that's it. Well, I'll see you next Monday, and
All right.
we'll start on something new. Hope you have a great week. Rest of your
All
week.
right.
Thanks,
Bye.
August. Bye.